The Chicago Bulls are still out on the road today, taking on the Golden State Warriors. They will be without Kobe White tonight. Can the Chicago Bulls get another dub on the road against a Western Conference team? We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Hayes, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today, y'all. And unfortunately, the injury stuff continues, right? And we've gone live on that. It's unfortunate when it comes down to it, especially that it's a bone bruise. And we'll see what's going to happen there. That's all I'll say. But the Bulls do have a game today, and they got to try to figure it out the best that they can, right? And I think this is a game in which, Steph Curry's already been announced that he's going to be playing today. The Golden State Warriors are reportedly interested in Nikola Vucevic. I don't know if we'll get a halftime trade or anything. We won't. I'm just being silly there. But this is a game where the Bulls need to be on their P's and Q's, right? While the Golden State Warriors have not played great over the last 20 games, this still is a team that, they're coached well. They're an experienced team. And we've seen before how that has given the Bulls fits against teams like that, right? Over the last 10 games, the Golden State Warriors are have a negative 9-point differential, which is 26th in the NBA. They're 25th in offensive rating, 27th in defensive rating, and 26th in true shooting percentage. So that puts them towards the bottom of the league in all those areas, right? But you got to look at it when it comes down to it. The Bulls still are not a team that can be consistent. And we've seen teams that just know how to execute give the Bulls fits. And that's something that you always got to look out for against for the Chicago Bulls. So got to get that together. And the Bulls just need to be prepared today, man. Because if they get caught slipping today, it is going to be ugly if they get caught slipping. So hopefully the Bulls are prepared, man. The last game against the Clippers, the Bulls came in there and they executed, right? They had some flaws, but they came out seeming like they wanted to prove something. This is going to be another one of those games where the Bulls are going to have to be trying to prove something. Everybody's going to have to execute and play their role. Patrick Williams and hopefully he can have a game where his defense is a little bit more impactful, maybe even hits a couple of shots. And hopefully that's something that we see tonight. But, overall, like this is a Bulls team that's just been wildly disappointing and inconsistent for the most part of this. We're going to have to happen how that continues. Joke stealer. Who stole a joke? What are you talking about? What joke did I steal? Games like this, you kind of wish that you had Alex Caruso because he forces Steph to have a lot of turnovers and make mistakes. Here it goes. We always got to fact check Shay. Let's see if Steph Curry has a lot of turnovers against Alex Caruso. Let's just see. Let's just go and see. Turnovers. He averages 3.5 turnovers against Alex Caruso. Look at Shay. Shay's starting to actually do some research. Look at. Come on, Shay. Come on, Shay. Come on, Shay. Let's get it, man. Listen, I'm proud of you, bro. And you spelled everything correctly, too, in that one. That's amazing, Shay. That's amazing. That's crazy. This is a game where you need to be feeding Vooch because Kevon Looney struggled last night versus Domantas Sabonis. Listen, and that is a blueprint that the Bulls can kind of use. Not saying that Nikola Vucevic is Domantas Sabonis at all, but you can do a similar tactic for sure for that. Sub yesterday because BKR said on his live to come here for the Bulls video. It's been great finding your channel. Keep it up. Aussie represent. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you a lot. And here's what I'll say. I know with Josh Giddey coming, there have been a lot of Aussies to come over here. And, not that we're always going to agree. There are going to be times where I'm a little harsh on your boy, but you'll see I'm a little harsh on everybody who plays bad. It's not just because it's Josh Giddey. So, I hope that you guys feel welcome because Bulls Nation is worldwide. As somebody who grew up a large part over in Europe as well, it's worldwide. So we want everybody to come over here and welcome, and we appreciate that. We trading LaVine? I don't think so. I don't think that it's going to happen. I know there's been a lot of talk around that recently, but I don't get the vibe or the feeling that a LaVine trade is going to actually go down, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. Could very well be wrong on that one. Somebody, evening, y'all. What up? What's going on, fam? We just got to double stuff before he comes past half court. Double Steph. I was about to say double stuff. What? What? We don't need to know what you're doing with your OnlyFans, my guy. We don't need to know what you're doing with the OnlyFans, my guy. You know what? Well, I'll get to that when I get to that comment. The fact checking Shay part of the show. Listen, you always got to fact check Shay. You cannot let things go by without fact checking Shay because you just never know. Love the fit. Appreciate that. I need to find a Bulls outfit in Team Australia colors. Just for inclusion. I need to find a fit. I don't have a fit in those colors. We got to double team Steph before he gets over half court, like double team him so he doesn't get the shots off because Steph can still be a problem. Hope the Bulls know that. Yeah, I mean, listen. So I don't think they're going to try to double Steph right away, right? They're going to let the game kind of go the way that the game's going to go. But it definitely, if Steph starts killing you, or if you need possessions where you got to force the ball out of Steph's hands, that's definitely something that you can go to for sure. Two-thirds of the NBA have at least 20 losses halfway into the season. Man, what a crazy year with the parity and injuries in the new CBA. I mean, it's real. The injuries are really crazy. Like the injuries this season, and I know there's every season has injuries, but I'm talking about like the teams that have gotten hit with multiple rough injuries, like injuries that have just really should have decimated them. You look at the Mavs, for example. Of course, the Orlando Magic, which are really kind of like the poster child for that right now. The Atlanta Hawks with having to look at Trae Young's hairline every time, like it's traumatizing. Those are traumatizing things. The Jimmy Butler nonsense going on with that team, right? The Philadelphia 76ers. It's been a lot of teams ravaged with injuries. Kawhi's always hurt. The New Orleans Pelicans have dealt with crazy injuries all season long as well. It's just been a lot of that, but I definitely think the biggest injury is definitely the Hawks having to look at Trae Young's hairline all the time. Do you know what that would do to eyes? Do you know if you had to show up to work every day and you knew every day you was going to have to look at Trae Young's hairline? Do you know what that would do to somebody? Do you know how traumatizing that is? I think we got to give more credit to Dyson Daniels and Jalen Johnson and all those guys, and being able to just the fact that they haven't had a triple double of eye injuries yet is astounding. It really is. It's astounding. Shout out to their medical staff. They must have some good eye doctors over there. They don't have good hair transplant doctors, but they got some good eye doctors down there in Atlanta. Because could you imagine? Could you really imagine having to look at Steph Curry's hairline all the time on the plane? Imagine if you're sitting next to Trae Young on the plane and you got to look at that hairline the whole entire time. That's crazy, man. It's unfortunate. It's what it is. It's really unfortunate. That sucks, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe Lonzo does a great job of guarding Steph. I don't know. I already fact checked you once. I don't have time to do it again, Shay. No, I'm just playing. I can do it real quick. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, brother. So Steph Curry for his career, and they've only played 7 games each other in their career. Steph averages 29.4 points, 5.7 assists, 4.1 rebounds in 7 games against Lonzo Ball for his career. That's crazy. But he does average 3.1 turnovers per game for his career against Lonzo too. So Lonzo does force Steph to get some turnovers in there. Another late game. Come on, Bulls. Let's get this win tonight to be our 20th win of the season. Listen, Why are you hoping for wins? I mean, hey, listen, I'm always love seeing my team win, but like, what's going to really come of it? There's only like 2 creators in Australia that cover the Bulls. Need more. Good to have BKR. We need more for sure. So you got BKR. You also have Whole Lot of Bulls Troy. I don't know if he's the other one that you're talking about, but you definitely got a Whole Lot of Bull there. Troy's a great dude, great human being, somebody who I've been like interacting with basically since I started the show. So for the better part about 3.5 years, I've known Troy. Good dude. He's another Aussie. Are you talking about Mark K probably too, somewhere in there? I guess maybe. I have my opinions on Mark K, so I'm gonna leave that. I'm trying to be a better human this year, so I'm gonna let that be. Patrick Williams with 40 points and 20 rebounds and 10 blacks tonight. I'm calling it 10 blacks, black and mild, 10 blacks. That's that. Hey, bro, the last time somebody wrote out 10 blacks, bro, I feel like that might have been a little bit of slavery there, my guy. I think you may have to watch that a little bit. Like, you can't just be writing down 10 blacks like that. Like that's a little wild there, my guy. A little wild. 10 blacks, 10 of them? 10 of them. That's crazy, bro. That's a lot of black people, bro. Mainly Australia, I believe, is the most remote beach in that it's the longest area with no breakwater before the ocean hits the land. Big waves, big spray, right? Big spray. 10 blacks and big spray. The fact that those 2 comments were read back to back, I'm just saying, there's something to be said about that. 10 blacks and big spray. Okay, all right. I see what y'all doing here. I see what vibe y'all on tonight. It's actually impossible for this team to not look suave as fuck on the stream with his merch. Oh, this man. I said this team. Listen, I you know what? I was actually supposed to wear the other t-shirt prototype that I had for the pregame show, but I had to do the Kobe White thing and I forgot to put on. So, well, fuck it. We'll do it tomorrow. It is what it is. Yo, Drip, as much as I want them to change shit up with the roster, I'd rather stay pat than move Zach for a less efficient star in Bill. Well, keep in mind, Bill isn't necessarily the goal in that. It's not the focus in that move, right? It's the 2 first-round picks. But I feel you on that. Like, I don't want Bill on this team either. But why can't you stay on topic? Who brought up Bradley Bill on this stream, Vern? Why you got to bring up old shit, Vern? Why you got to bring up old shit, bruh? We're trying to move past that. Just messing with you, dog. Can't believe Zach LaVine not on the All-Star game, but they got LaMelo Ball. Well, no, LaMelo's been cooking this year. I think he's like the second in the league in scoring. I can understand him. I couldn't understand why Jordan Poole was ahead of him in the All-Star voting. That's what I couldn't understand. Yeah, a whole lot of bull is the name of the other show. I can't search it up right now, but a whole lot of bull is the name of the podcast. Really good podcast. Really good. I'm one of those delusional Bulls fans that says don't make a trade, but if you do make a trade, better make sure it doesn't pigeonhole you in the long run when it comes to your salary. Definitely see where you're coming from with that one. B-Car got attacked by giant flies in Western Australia and had to come home. That's crazy. I'm sipping on vodka haze. Excuse my misspelling words. I meant to say 10 block. I know what you meant, bro. I just had to take it was a low-hanging fruit, but the joke was there. It was low-hanging fruit, but the joke was there. I couldn't pass it up. I'm sorry. I couldn't pass it up. Well, at least this year anyway. I must have missed something from Shay. Bill sucks. Oh, yeah. Listen, Bill is not good. Bulls trade LaVine and Vooch. Who on the team is the actual small forward center? It doesn't matter because that's not what the goal is. The goal is to get assets back for those guys. If the Bulls, here's what I'm not saying move these guys in bad deals. That's not what I'm saying. But the Bulls get, let's just say between the Zach LaVine trade and the Nikola Vucevic trade, let's say they get 4 to 5 first-round picks. I don't give a goddamn if Javon Carter's playing center for the rest of the game. They can bring back the rotten corpse and gums of Denzel Valentine to play small forward. I don't care if it's spicy Denzel Valentine and Chris Duarte. I don't care. But if you can get that value back, you take the value, right? If that's what the goal is. Now, again, I'm not saying you should move those guys just for the sake of moving them. But if you move them, I think people got to keep in mind, you're not moving them so you can find some type of balance on your roster. You're not moving them so you can all of a sudden find some type of magical formula so you can win more games. You're moving them for the assets. At that point, you can play P. Will and Modest Bucilis as your 3 and 4. Julian Phillips and Patrick Williams, Julian Phillips and Modest Bucilis. It don't matter. You could bring Jesus Levante Christ back himself with the thorn of crown, the crown of thorns on his head to play center. I don't care. So I think we just got to focus in on what we're trying to do here if they were to move. First of all, Brock, that's a wild comment, my boy. I see that comment. I'm not putting it up on the screen. That's a wild comment, my boy. That's crazy. Phil Vooch will be locked in and have a great game with all this Golden State trade chatter. Hopefully he gets moved shortly thereafter to the Warriors and we net a first rounder. Listen, we'll see. We'll see. Denzel Valentine mentioned immediate PTSD. How dare you? Hey, listen. Hey, okay, let me ask you this. What's the worst sight? Trae Young's hairline or Denzel Valentine's gums? Because like the gum to tooth ratio was off there, my boy. Like, how you got more gums than tooth? Like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. I can see Pat Will killing it on the Spurs, but other than giving us the full rights over our pick, what would be your asking price? Can we get Keldon Johnson up off you? Can we get Keldon? But see, then again, if you get Keldon, you're probably not going to get the first. Well, that's the thing. They're only giving us our own first round pick back, and they got to match salaries. But why do I get the feeling that it'll be like Harrison Barnes or something? Like, I'm trying to be realistic in this. Pat doesn't have that much trade value, so I'm trying to be in that as well. But just say MJ. I would not dare bring MJ into this. Not a good gum to tooth rate. Listen, it's not. The gum to tooth, let's see. Where did that go? Shit, I got to delete something. We'll delete that. There we go. I got too many troll pictures, man. Look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. How you got baby teeth in the back? How your wisdom teeth? We should have known his basketball IQ was going to be bad when your wisdom teeth are baby teeth. Like, how is that possible? Where does that happen at? What crossbreed? What happened here? That's wild, man. Like, that doesn't even make any sense, bro. And then you got the vampire thing. Like, come on, man. God knew what he was doing, bro. God, you see, listen, y'all, God got a sense of humor about how he makes some of these people. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. In all seriousness, who was worse for the Bulls, Hayes, Valentine, or campaign? Horrible mention. Well, Felicio actually, keep in mind, Felicio on those Dwayne Wade lobs was actually pretty dangerous. Denzel Valentine was just never good. He was never good. Looks like something I saw on Halloween. Hey, man, I'm just saying, bro. That's crazy. Hey, listen, y'all can't tell me that God don't have a sense of humor, bro. Because, like, how do the mix of gum to tooth, right? Like, how does that even happen? How does it even happen? Baby wisdom teeth. That shouldn't even be, that literally should not be possible. You know how, like, people have to, like, grow into their limbs? He never grew, his teeth never grew with the rest of his body. Are the Bulls making moves after tonight's game? I mean, how much longer are they going to wait? Forever. I'm sorry. I hate to tell y'all this. There is a huge chance that the Bulls do nothing. Nothing at all. Nada. Nothing, not a move, not a nothing. It's possible that it just does not happen. There's a huge possibility of that. Hayes, beware of him coming in your DMs like Jordan Crawford. You know these players got sensitive feelings when they get out of the league. Listen, Jordan, he can get cooked just like Jordan Crawford did too. I'm just saying. What's going on, B Mace? Glad to have you in the building. Bro goes from Denzel Valentine's teeth to gum ratio to Trey Young's hairline. What's next? Dwight Howard party invitation to the chat. Listen, BKR, listen. When they came out and said that there was somebody wearing a wire at the Diddy parties, I knew it was you. I knew it was you. I had no doubt in my mind that you were the one wearing the wires at the Diddy parties. Can nobody tell me anything different? I'm not going to judge you for it either, man. You got to do what you got to do. You had to do what you had to do, man. The horrible shot that Denzel took and was immediately roasted by Stacey King is still hilarious. Hey, that's one of the funniest moments ever. Literally one of the funniest moments ever. Players are very sensitive in the sport, even though they pretend they're not. I speak from experience. What the hell is going on here? Hayes, this is Bears related. Please don't roast me. I wanted to ask, since you're online, do you think the Bears will be able to appeal more players to come to the Bears because of BJ? I mean, BJs tend to entice people to show up places. I mean, so, oh, you mean Ben Johnson? Sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I do think Ben Johnson may have more players want to come to play for the Chicago Bears. I definitely think that that's a possibility. My bad. My head's in the gutter. I was having a conversation about Jalen Rose and said he had his best years as a player. No team but him as a player, or you believe he was better on the Pacers? Ooh. I mean, statistically, I believe his years here with the Bulls were some of his best, but as we know, statistically doesn't always necessarily mean it was your best years. I still look at those Pacers years. If you had to ask me, I probably look at those Pacers years as favorable over the Bulls years. But I mean, he was balling when he was here. Jalen Rose really was balling in his time here for sure. Where is Adama? Adama has a knee injury. That's why he's been out. Yo, Drip, not gonna lie, I'm afraid with Acme's unwillingness to remain competitive, if we don't make some moves, we'll go back the other way and surround Zach with another star, but we'll move off Vooch. It's definitely possible. I'm not gonna tell you it's not a possibility. It is. You never know with AK. AK, you cannot make sense out of nonsense. And sometimes AK is just on some nonsense. So I got new monitors, right? Funny story. Hold on. There is vodka in this, by the way. So I got new monitors, right? And they're OLED monitors, OLEDs. These bitches is bright as hell. I'm gonna have to find a way to turn the brightness down on these motherfuckers. I'm just not used to it. Like, literally, I just looked over and I got a headache instantly. I'm also sick, so that probably could be the reason why. But you know, we ever do live call-ins again? You know what? That's a great question. You know what? And I hate doing this because it seems like I'm trying. I probably never mind. I was gonna say maybe I'll do a live in for the members only, but I struggle with the members only videos because I hate people who put content behind paywalls when the whole point of this, I feel, is to interact as a family and as a unit, right? So I may do another live call in. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe what we'll do is the trade deadline show, because keep in mind, unless something happens during the trade deadline, it's not like it's a lot to talk about, right? Maybe I'll do a couple of live call-ins then. I may try to start doing it once a month, live call-ins. Maybe that's what we'll do. Like set a date aside once a month and do live call-ins. Maybe like the first or second Sunday of every month. Try to do it, something like that. I don't know. I'll think about how I want to do it, but I definitely want to. I love the whole live call-in thing because I think it really does add a different dynamic. I know we do the mailbag where people can call in all week long, but it's something different about doing it live, right? And the whole like something that makes like as a creator, you always try to find things that make it interesting for you because it's very easy to get caught up in the mundaneness of doing shows sometimes, right? So I think that like live call-ins, those type of things, they keep it from being mundane. They keep it from being the norm. So I definitely want to do it. I just got to find out how to the best way to execute it to where everybody can be involved, nobody's left out, and at the same time, it's like it's fun and it doesn't feel like I'm just doing it to do it, right? So we'll figure that out, though. We'll figure that out. Kobe, I just spell Kobe like that. What the fuck? My bad, y'all. Hayes, is it safe to say being on the Chicago Bulls rejuvenated Paul Gasol's career? No, I don't think Paul was as bad as people tried to make him out to be before he came with the Bulls. I think he was on a bad team. But I think, and you look at it when Paul left here, he had a really good. So I don't know. I mean, I do think going on any team definitely changes some things, right? So and it adds a new energy. Please, I'm still coping, y'all. F. Ben Johnson shook my hand, bastard. Listen, you were so confident, and like I said, every time my brother Corn's confident, I know the exact opposite is gonna happen. So once you started being so confident, you were trolling, leaving voicemails. I was like, oh yeah, we getting him. We getting Ben. Hayes, I'm 40, bro. These monitors are too bright. It's old people. I'm 38. I'm right there with you, bro. Like real talk. Man, listen. There's times over the last probably year and a half, there have been so many times where I've been like, yep, getting old. Yep, getting old. I remember I was playing basketball with my son, right? And we weren't even like on the court. We were just dribbling, just having fun. And he hit me with a move, and I was like, I'm going in the house. I'm going in the house. I'm going home. I'm seeing a lot of articles of trades, including Zach LaVine for Brandon Ingram. What are your thoughts? If we're getting a bunch of firsts back, cool. But other than that, no. All right, Swaggy in here tripping. That's crazy. Hey, so who do you think played better with us, Boozer or Gasol? Gasol, come on now, bro. Come on. I sneezed and hurt my back. That's how I knew. That's crazy. Do you wish Jamal Crawford had been on that Scott Skiles team with Gordon, Heinrich, and Dang? No. Because having Ben Gordon and Jamal Crawford would have been a shit show. Literally would have been a shit show. I don't think we ever would have saw the best out of Ben Gordon. I don't think we've ever saw the best out of Jamal Crawford if those two were on the same team, personally. It's just my personal opinion. All right, let's see if we got the Bulls starting lineup out. I doubt it because they've been slacking. Yep, no starting lineup yet. Bring back the GOAT, Felicia. Come on, bro. Come on, man. What are we talking about, bro? What the hell are we talking about? Oh, the Bulls can just collect more picks, but that will require Acme to have a plan. Who knows? February 6th, not too far away. We'll see. We shall see. Where do you rank Scott Skiles as coaches over the last 20 years? I mean, I would have to have a list in front of me. That's not something I could just rile off the top of my head. I do think he was solid, though. I think Scott Skiles, ended terribly, but I think for his run when he had that team before he lost, that locker room was good. I also think Vinny Del Negro deserves more love than people get him. He never had a below 500 season. He helped establish a system, figure out how to use Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose grew under him substantially. I'm not saying that Vinny Del Negro was one of the great Bulls coaches or anything, but I think people kind of automatically associate Vinny Del Negro for being bad, and he never was. He wasn't a bad coach. He wasn't a great head coach either, but he wasn't a bad coach. I bet you this. I think that Vinny Del Negro had averaged more wins per season than Billy Donovan. Personal opinion. Hope the Bulls don't try to have 3-point contest with Golden State, who would hit more 3-pointers, Zach versus Steph. Man, probably you don't bet against Steph in 3-point shooting. You just don't. You don't do it. But all right, y'all, we're gonna do one quick refresh. See if we got the starting lineup out yet. Doubt it, because they slackers, like I said. No starting lineup out yet. Who do you think is going to cover Kobe White's minutes? I hope they give it to Modest. Oh, no. I mean, Io, Ball. I don't know if I just don't trust Billy Donovan to play Modest more than 15 minutes. Now, I would love to be wrong with that, but yeah. But Negro problem was that he just had a young team and not much veteran help like Tom Thibodeau did with his teams. Well, I mean, also he just wasn't as good of a coach either. I think that's the baseline. He just wasn't that good of a coach. I mean, wasn't as good of a coach as Tom Thibodeau, but I mean, he was solid enough. For someone who was better known for bringing a gun into the locker room than his b-ball career, Gil definitely has a lot to say. If you can go back and redo it, would you bring Pax back in here to run the front office again? Just replace Gar Forman with somebody else? I'd be open to it. I'd definitely be open to it. I think if you leave Pax, well, the thing is though, Pax would have to go back to drafting, and I don't know if he wanted to do that. Pax was a great drafter and evaluator of talent. When Pax took over the draft process, that's when the shit started going left. Not to say that Pax didn't have his misses, he absolutely did, but things really started changing when Foreman started taking over the draft responsibilities. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap it up, man. I'll be back at the halftime hangout. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. You can follow us at Bull Central Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullCentralPod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, but that's thanks to you lovely and beautiful people. And I'll catch you guys at halftime. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.